Hi you guys, welcome back to the Patreon. I took a little break. I went out of town. My sister got married, so I had to attend her wedding. It was nice. It was fun. That is why Kenya has been away. But I am here today because I want to sit down and make a formal video about this, because I was going to talk about it in the podcast. I literally had everything set up to do my podcast, and then I thought to myself that I actually want to make an entire video on this because I want to really explain my thoughts, and so we can see one another. I can't see you guys, but like I see you, like, because we've had Zoom meetings, I like see you guys, you know? So I'm like, I see who I'm talking to, and I wanted to like see you guys and envision you guys, and you guys see me, because I really wanted to talk about this. Now, as much as I would love, and I think you guys would love for me to sit down and really drag Tory Lanez, I have dragged Tory Lanez for all that he is worth, and it's not really interesting to me anymore to continue to drag Tory Lanez. I really want to think critically about the Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion situation, because I think it opens up a very interesting discussion. Abolition has been the word of 2020, right? Everyone's an abolitionist. Everyone is talking about being an abolitionist and abolishing the police system, abolishing police, abolishing that part of our life. And a lot of people have been saying it, and I'm not on Twitter anymore. If you guys have noticed, like, I haven't been on Twitter. I don't plan on getting back on Twitter anytime soon. And so this is why the Tory Lanez situation actually really opened it up for me, why I should not invest my time in Twitter, because it's not helping me. It's not helping me to walk in my purpose, and I want to walk in purpose. A big part of what I want to do coming up is to walk in some type of purpose, to walk in some type of reason. And being on Twitter doesn't help with that, because there's so much groupthink, and there's so many people who say things and don't believe it. The abolition talk I used to think was really good on Twitter until so many fake abolitionists came along. It is so easy to say what you believe in on Twitter. You can say you believe in anything on Twitter, and no one's going to question you, because no one's at home with you. No one knows your inner thoughts. No one knows what you really believe. And so often people on Twitter, they talk about, oh, I'm an abolitionist, I believe in prison abolishment, and they don't. They simply don't. There's no way that you can believe in prison abolishment and be happy that Tory Lanez went to jail. And I know you guys are like, Kenya, I'm not here with you. I want Tory Lanez to be thrown under the jail. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and this is coming directly from Kenya. Someone could kill Tory Lanez tomorrow, and I would not care. I'm sitting here being as open and transparent with you guys as I possibly can. The health of Tory Lanez is in no way, like, I don't care. I'm not about to sit here in front. I do not care about the health of that man. I don't care nothing about that man. And that may sound crude coming from me, but I don't care. I'm not about to sit here and care about something I don't care about. I don't care about Tory Lanez's well-being. I simply don't, because I'm stuck. I am stuck somewhere, and I don't like that Tory Lanez puts me in the situation to be stuck. Tory Lanez directly went against my politics. You guys know everything I do for black women. I do it for black women. I'd rather the entire world think I am a terrible thing if it means that black women get uplifted. I do everything that I do for black women. Everything I believe in is for black women, especially dark-skinned women, And Tory Lanez directly went against that when he hurt Meg Thee Stallion, right? And then he keeps doing all types of things that just make it worse. He has literally taken everything that black women have always said that we get treated as, and just done it on a public platform, and it sucks. Like, it's on a public scale, and just to see it happen publicly, it sucks. And people not believe Meg Thee Stallion, all of those things, right? And so I have never, ever in any of my videos called for the arrest of Tory Lanez. I've never called for the arrest. I've called for the deportation of Tory Lanez, but I've never called for the arrest of Tory Lanez, because I don't have any stakes in the prison industrial system. It's the same reason why I tell people, like, I don't honestly tell people to go to hell. I say it because it's a funny statement. I have no desire or care whether people go to hell, heaven, or none of that, because I don't have no stakes. I don't have no hell or heaven to send you to, and I have no stakes in hell or heaven. There's no stakes in it for me. I have no investment in hell or heaven because it's not something that belongs to me. It's not something that I have. So I don't genuinely care if people go to hell or heaven. They don't got nothing to do with me. And that's how I feel about prison. Saying I want people to go to jail benefits me in no way. That is the part that I think people... Tory Lanez going to jail don't do nothing for me. It doesn't do anything for me because my thoughts about jail are about getting people out. I have too many thoughts about how we're going to get black people out of jail for me to be heavily invested in anyone going to jail. I don't care if, like, I'm not invested in prison. Like, in order to be an abolitionist, you have to truly not be invested in prison. And that is what bothers me about Twitter. So many people are like, oh, we won, we did this, we won, we went. I'm just like, y'all are too invested in prison. It's the same way when women are talking about submitting and being kept and they want to make, y'all are too invested in patriarchy. Y'all have been so oppressed by a system that the only way in which you see yourself getting out of the system is also through that system. And it shows you how deep white supremacy or patriarchy works, that your only inkling of justice is to still be deeply invested in the system. And I can't do that. Being kept sounds amazing. It sounds so amazing for a man to go off to work and you come home and you get to spend all his money. That sounds so amazing, but we know it doesn't work that way. We know it doesn't work that way. We know there is an exchange going on when this man comes home with money. There is an expectation for you, an expectation that robs you of freedom. We know that's the case, but people live in this fairy tale world where they think they can get the good side of patriarchy, and I'm telling you, it's all bad. It's all bad. And so you can't live in a world where Tory Lanez, a bad person, goes to jail, but also millions of good black people who don't deserve to be in jail, don't go. You don't have it both ways. You don't. And so y'all don't care enough about the people who are sitting in prison, who shouldn't be sitting in prison, enough for me. Y'all don't care enough about the 17-year-old boy who is sitting in jail right now for a crime he didn't commit and will sit there until his day in court. Well, they will throw the book at him. At 17 years old, he will spend the rest of his life in prison. Y'all don't care enough about that. Y'all don't care about the black girl who was gunned down by the police. You don't care about the black girl who was pulled by her braids by the police. You don't care about the black girl who is going to sit in prison. Y'all don't care enough. Tory Lanez is not worth it enough for me. That is what I'm here to tell you. Tory Lanez is not worth it enough for me when it comes to all of the black girls and boys who sit in prison for nothing. It is not worth it enough for me. It is not worth the catastrophe that goes down in prison. It is not worth it. It's not worth it. And so I say that to say, when the news came out about Tory Lanez, you know, Christians be like, I immediately run to my Bible whenever something happens to them. They're like, I immediately went into prayer. I immediately went into reading. The minute the Tory Lanez news came out that he was being charged, I immediately went into reading. I needed to read my abolition books, because here's the thing, Kenya is not sitting up here telling you she is an abolitionist. I'm not there yet. Sorry, one second. I do not consider myself a perfect abolitionist. I don't consider myself an abolitionist at all because I haven't done the reading. I haven't done all the reading, and I take words seriously. Like, that's my problem. That was the biggest problem I had with when the news came out about Tory Lanez. People not taking words seriously. I take the work of all the people who have done abolition work, who have really been in the gutter too seriously, to sit here and be like, wait a minute, I'm not an abolitionist for this second. Let me laugh about Tory Lanez going. I take it too seriously. I take it too seriously. And I found that seeing people be like, yes, Tory Lanez is going to jail, and being so excited was taking me out of my growth. I take what I do seriously. I take theory seriously. I take all of this so seriously that it's not enough to sit there. Tory Lanez isn't worth it. Tory Lanez is not worth me coming out of what I believe in. But I want it to be just like you guys. I wanted to be so excited that Tory Lanez was going to jail. And I'm like, I shouldn't. So I immediately went into reading. And I was looking up I was reading a lot of work from Ruth Wilson Gilmore, and like just learning why abolition work is needed and how do we answer for something that Tory Lanez did. Like I'm mad at Tory Lanez. I don't like Tory Lanez. I don't wish Tory Lanez well. I simply do not. I do not wish Tory Lanez well. I don't care about the well-being of Tory Lanez. So why not send him off to prison? Like why not get our get back? Get our get back of him. And that's where it comes from, disassociating yourself from the prison system. The prison system is not good. We can't sit here, or I don't know what you guys can do. I can't sit here and care about what I care about. And then all it takes is little 5'3" Tory Lanez for me to go against everything I believe in. Like, I don't believe in prison, and it's so hard. That's why I had to go into reading, because I wanted to hoot and holler and be so excited about Tory Lanez being in jail, just like the next person. I genuinely did, but I couldn't be happy, and I'm like, why can't I be happy? Like, forget about Tory Lanez, he's trash, and I couldn't be happy. And so it's about moving in purpose, right? So then I started reading a text. It was called it's about being an abolitionist every single day. Like being an abolitionist in your daily life. That's the problem with Twitter. A lot of people talk the talk. They put on performances on the internet. They use these buzzwords, these trigger words, and act like they're about it. And then they judge other people who aren't about it, who are upfront about the fact that, hey, I don't really understand abolitionist work. I don't get it. Like, I want Tory Lanez in jail. The people who are upfront about their feelings, and y'all immediately be like, run all your mouth. It's so funny. The same people who I saw who were anti-voting, and they're like, y'all vote and y'all care about black people, but y'all voting, with the same people who were so excited about Tory Lanez going to jail. Like, do we see how they point the finger and three are pointing right back at them? Do we see what they do? Like, it don't take much for you to step out of your politics either, boo-boo. Anyways, and so I immediately went into my text and I was reading, and it was talking about how abolition work starts in your daily life. It starts with the way you treat people who have wronged you. You have to speak abolition. You have to dream abolition. These are not my words. These are words from the text. You have to dream abolition. Like, you can't want something that you don't believe in. And I agree with that 100%. You have to convince yourself of something before it can happen in the world. That is 100% a case. You have to believe something can be. You have to dream something can be. You have to want something to be before it can ever be. Nothing's going to happen by chance. You have to want for it to happen. You have to practice what you want. And sitting there hooting and hollering when Tory Lanez gets arrested isn't practicing the future that you want to see, because the way that the prison system is molded is not good for me. I don't want nobody. It's not a good enough system for me to say, well, put the murderers and the gunmen and all this in there, but take out those people, because that's not realistic. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not a realistic world where Tory Lanez goes to jail and Breonna Taylor doesn't get shot. Those worlds can't exist separately. Do you get what I'm saying? Breonna Taylor can't live and Tory Lanez go to jail. Those worlds can't, I don't know who told you, those worlds can't exist at the same time. Not the prison system that we see. Those worlds can't exist at the exact same time. So you gotta want for something more, right? You gotta want for something more. You gotta want for something more. And so I was reading it, and it's like, we are so quick to punish because it's all we know. But like everyone says, child, the master's tool can't take down the master's house. You will not be able to take down the master's house with his tools. You can't. You can't say Tory Lanez goes to jail and the rest of the people don't. Or we need to free everybody in jail on marijuana charges. But you know, send Tory Lanez to jail. It don't work that way. I don't know who told you. It don't work that way. You can't use the master's tools to dismantle the master's house. It'll never work. People have been trying. It does not work. You are going to have to find some different tools to unravel what the master has created. And y'all are using the same tools that slayed Breonna Taylor to try to take down Tory Lanez. And I'm just like, y'all are going to have to find different ways to punish people. And then as I was reading and I was reading more, you also have to what is this need, this excessive need for us to punish instead of uplift? Would a victory not come and Tory Lanez just doing whatever the hell Tory Lanez does and Meg Thee Stallion being uplifted? Wouldn't a better way of seeing life be something bad, terrible happened to Meg Thee Stallion and she gets uplifted? Like, why are we immediately punish that person instead of let's solely uplift this person? It was just so interesting to hear that. Like, because it's true. The minute someone wrongs us, instead of us thinking, let me find a way in which I can be uplifted, instead of finding a way in which we uplift the woman who has been a victim of a sexual assault, we immediately go to let's punish the man. But in punishment, is there victory? Is there victory? If Tory Lanez goes to jail and Meg Thee Stallion, all her music starts to flop, she don't get no opportunities, has justice been served? Like, wouldn't it be so much more for Tory Lanez to just go about his Tory Lanez life, which is hopefully flopping, and Meg Thee Stallion be uplifted in every single way that Meg Thee Stallion? Wouldn't that be more of a victory? And it's so interesting when you see it that way, because we are so taught to punish, because we've been punished, right? Black women have been punished all of our lives. All our lives for things we did, things we didn't do. We have been punished. So we want people to feel the same exact wrath that we have felt for reasons that we should not have felt it, when in reality, as long as that wrath exists, they are going to use it against you, because you don't just get to skip to page 100 of the book where only the bad people get done wrong. Black women are at the bottom of a system. So as long as you continue to feed into the system, black women are going to get done wrong. And can we all agree here that if one black woman gets done wrong, that's one too many, right? Right? If one black woman gets done wrong, that's one too many. But as long as you keep participating in a system and there's a few victories where Tory Lanez goes to jail, more black women are going to get done wrong. Because let's be clear, if Tory Lanez didn't go to jail, black women still would be abused and shot at and all of these terrible. Tory Lanez going to jail don't solve nothing. It's, I guess, the end of it. That's where I'm at with it. I've been sitting, I've been reading, I've been studying, and it's so clear Tory Lanez going to jail doesn't solve anything. But on the other side of that, it's hard. It is hard to I am not sitting up here as someone who is perfect. It is hard to not rejoice at the thought of Tory Lanez sitting in a jail cell. And that's where our conditioning comes in. We don't have nothing else. When you don't have nothing else, what else are you supposed to think? Like, people going to jail is all we know. And it's all we have, right? So it's hard to imagine something else. Like, we see the opposite of Tory Lanez going to jail is Tory Lanez getting off scot-free. Now, where I am trying to work on, that's why I was reading books about being an abolition in your daily life, speaking abolition, living abolition, is this idea of punishment. I am a Scorpio and we are petty and we love a tit for tat. We love a good tit for tat. We love getting back at somebody. We love it. It's the Scorpio in us. We love the game. We love people feeling how we felt. It is just what we do, right? So I'm trying to see a world in which punishment is not the best way to go out of it. Like, instead of when your lover cheats on you feeling like you have to slash his tires, go be better. Go be better. Go do better. That's the best way to be better, because you don't gain nothing from, like, from punishment. And that's what I've been reading about, how little is gained in punishing people, how so little is gained, right? But punishment is all we know, so it's hard. It's hard to look at Tory Lanez and not want him to go to jail, because it's all we know. It's all we know. So the work that I want to be done is learning more, wanting more, you know? You gotta, in order to do better, you gotta know better. So I've been in my books and I've been in my reading and I've been reading the articles because I want to know better so I can do better, so I can be better. Because wishing punishment on somebody is not a life to live. And it's not lost on me that you can't wish punishment on somebody and also, like, the system is corrupt, right? So you can't want the system to work 1 minute and then expect it not to work against you the next minute. It don't work that. I'm sorry. It doesn't. I wish the system worked that way, right? But it don't. So you got to divest. You got to divest from the system, right? And so that's what I've been into, trying to figure out how to divest from that system. And it's hard, child. It is very, very hard to do that, you know? So you read, and everything I read I don't agree with, and I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to step into abolition work. I'm trying to understand abolition work. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to do better. So I've been watching so many videos. Like, that's what my days have consisted of, that and studying. I'm trying to do better. And I've learned, so we can get on now on my Twitter hiatus. Twitter don't help me. Like, Twitter gives me more anxiety than it's worth. And then not going on Twitter today, it showed me how much time I really spend on that place. I have had so much time today. It's only 3 o'clock when I'm filming this. I have the whole day left. Usually around this time, I record this video. I have to record a main channel video after this. And after the main channel video, I'm free to do whatever I want. And that 3 hours of that will be spent on Twitter. Child, the waste of time. Imagine how much time you waste on Twitter doing nothing. Doing absolutely nothing. So, like, I'm excited to be like, oh, what else am I going to do with my day? I have a whole day of stuff that I could do. And I'm excited to do it, you know? So that's what I've been thinking. Anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts. I know y'all are excited. Y'all are excited about Mr. Tory Lanez being in the clink, and you have every right to be. You have every right to want an eye for an eye, like go to jail. Y'all have every right. This is not Kenya judging y'all in any way, shape, or form. I'm not judging you. I just know what I want from my life, you know? And that's it. Just knowing what you want. And I want prison to be abolished. I'm gonna be honest with you. We gotta figure something else out. We gotta figure something else out. And we can't figure something else out if we're so tied to what is, you know? Anyways, I love you guys so much. You'll see me. You'll heal me. You will. Ooh, my braces are acting funny. You'll hear me in my next podcast. I love you guys, and bye.